Anyone can harp on one issue or one person day after day. But to do so and make it fresh each time and make it sing and bullseye it every single night for days and weeks on end, that is genius. Or, as in our #1 story, if you're Sarah Palin, that is hell. While the Don Quixote of the Klondike figures out her higher calling, David Letterman enjoys a victory lap, a lap that might be longer than his beloved Indianapolis 500. Tonight must have been the shoes. A brief preview of this evening's joke theme in a moment. First, for the second of what proves to be at least 3 consecutive nights, Letterman devoting the bulk of his monologue to Palin, quipping that after the nonsensical speech about her parents' refrigerator magnet, Palin, quote, went out on her porch and waved goodbye to Russia. And before giving a sly nod to last month's manufactured brouhaha over a joke he had told about one of the Palin daughters, Letterman suggesting the almost ex-governor may want a future as the next Octomom, to which Paul Schaefer cracked, watch it, they're demonstrating outside. Yeah, all 3 dozen of them. Then there was the business of the top 10 list, managing to mock George W. Bush, John McCain, and himself, and still maintain Palin as punchline.
The category tonight, top 10 messages on Sarah Palin's answering machine. I can't tell you how we did it, but we got a hold of her answering machine, and here are the top 10 messages. Friday, she announced she would be stepping down as governor of Alaska and would not seek re-election. Yeah. So here we have now the top 10 messages left on her machine after that controversial announcement. Number 10, hi, it's George W. Bush. Why didn't anyone tell me resigning was an option? Number 9. Number 9 is John McCain. Why did I call? Number 8, Mark Sanford here. Ever been to Argentina? Number 7, I'm calling from Geico to see if you want to renew your dog sled insurance. Number 6, it's Letterman. We still cool?
Yeah.
Number 5, McCain again. Still no idea why I called. Number 4, hi, it's the dry cleaner having trouble getting caribou blood out of your Prada jacket. Number 3, hi, it's Sarah. Whoops, dialed my own number. Number 2, Schwarzenegger here. If you want a job, California could use a new governor. And the number 1 message on Sarah Palin's answering machine, hey, it's McCain. Who would have thought you'd retire before I did? Well, there you go.
We are apprised that the barrage does continue tonight with most of the Palin jokes about what she was wearing during that orgy of interviews yesterday. One about having naughty thoughts about her fishing wading boots. Cutting out the middleman, David Letterman reportedly immediately apologizes in advance. Time now to call in comedian Christian Finnegan, who joins us whenever stuff like this happens. Christian, good evening.
Good evening to you, sir.
All right, let's start with whatever he did at the recording of tonight's show late this afternoon about the waders. There seems to be an implication to her here. You give him material. Any material, even what you're wearing, he will be able to run with this.
Well, I mean, you have to understand, after last month's kerfuffle, David Letterman basically has an ownership stake in Sarah Palin Comedy LLC. It used to belong to Tina Fey. Now it's David Letterman's. That's very powerful. That's like somebody handing you Excalibur. Johnny Carson had Dan Quayle. Now Letterman has Palin. I hear Jimmy Fallon just put dibs on Idaho Representative Walt Minnick, which seems like a bit of a reach.
Yeah, well, it's creative at least. Letterman, of course, pounded John McCain for week upon week after the senator blew him off in October of last year. And each night it was new and it was fresh. It was not outlandish. He didn't stray far from the original baseline of the first joke about suspending the campaign and not showing up. Do we have any estimate how long this could go on? Because there's no finish line to this the way there was with the election last year.
No, I mean, I think we can all put on some sweatpants and get comfortable because, what's great about Sarah Palin is that she's already done half the work for him. I mean, she's conditioned us to laugh at her. I mean, saying the word Sarah Palin to a late-night talk show audience is like me saying the word cheese in front of my wife's chihuahua. I mean, there's just the ears perk up, and all of a sudden it's like, what? Sarah Palin? Oh, this is going to be good.
Is it remarkable to you, as it feels to me, that she has remained silent about this? I mean, no Facebook missives, there no tweets. Is that going to last, or is she going to have to come back at him now again?
Well, in her defense, I mean, she spent a few days trying to pick out the perfect fishing waders that would look good on NBC Nightly News. But now that completely organic and not at all staged set of interviews is over with, she can take her critics head on. In fact, she just installed a large cross that she is going to jump on at the slightest provocation. And they have a stack of indignant press releases that are essentially just Mad Libs. Yeah. Which is a film like, okay, David Letterman, offended, poltroonery, Eskimo.
waiters. And I don't mean to correct you, but that, by the way, that cross went up. That was built by the same people who built the Wasilla Sports Complex. That's been up for a while. Now, the tweet, I got to get to the tweeting thing.
Yeah.
She tweeted philosophical musings. Act in accordance to your conscience, risk by pursuing larger vision in opposition to popular, powerful pressure. And then an ampersand. That was one of them from today. Is this it? Is this the higher calling? Is this why is she just gone full-time into tweeting? Is she the one who figured out how to make a profit off of this stuff?
I actually was going to ask if she stole that from a Snapple cap, but then I realized that even Snapple employs copywriters. But what does that even mean? I mean, you can't even blame that on the Twitter format, because I counted, and she had a solid 25 characters left to play with. Unless she was doing us all a favor. Maybe she was leaving room for when I add a hashtag that says, things stupid people say when they're trying to sound deep.
Yeah, it may have come off the series of the Starbucks cups, and that's what was left off.
That's possibly, yeah.
You know, read it on a Starbucks cup down there in liberal New York. Comedian Christian Finnegan, thanks for helping us analyze both the comedy and contributing to it.
I do what I can.